Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video we'll be taking a look at the track Seeing a Red by the British alternative metal and metalcore band Architects. This latest single from the band may potentially serve as the lead single from album number 11, and the band certainly showing no signs of slowing down with their music. They've already released 10 albums over the past 17 years, and certainly over the past couple of years we've seen two very quick back-to-back albums, with For Those That Wish to Exist in 2021 and The Classic Symptoms of a Broken Spirit in 2022. Two albums that really saw them take a bit of a shift in style from Holy Hell of 2018. They definitely went to more of an alternative metal sound, ran those metalcore roots that the band were very much known for, and it certainly caused them to get quite a bit of criticism from fans. Many wanted them to stick to that style, and I actually quite applauded them for making this switch, trying something different. I mean, when you've got 10 albums, you want to try and mix things up a bit, and I actually really enjoyed some of the music they had been producing, but for many that wasn't the case. But certainly they did try to do something very much different. I mean, they did For Those That Wish to Exist live at Abbey Road with the orchestra, some beautiful renditions of some of their tracks, and still had some hard-hitting singles on those recent albums with songs such as Animals and a variety of others that still packed quite a bit of power. However, given this track is titled Seeing Red, I'm expecting something a bit more aggressive. Also, the fact that it simply says on the pinned comment for this video, "Are you happy now?" from the band, and that definitely signals a sign that we're going to be getting something a little bit heavier, and I certainly hope so. Be interesting to see if they're able to return to that sound in a very strong style in the way they did with some of their previous albums. So will this latest track be Seeing Red or simply be misplaced aggression? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds.
We're free, living in your hand. Our pain like common time. I felt it when they said we only ever love you when you're seeing red. You wanna know that I'm like a broken machine. I'm not as bulletproof as you all baby to buy.
Okay, already I love this. I love that this is a song really hitting back against the fans that doubted the band for the music they've been producing over those past two albums, really showing the effect it's taken on Sam Carter, really all this negativity, and that opening line, R.I.P. they commented, rent-free living in your head, the fact that the fans are getting to him. I felt it when they said we only ever love you when you're seeing red. They only love that aggressive side coming out of him rather than when he explodes something a bit softer, something a bit more melodic. And I really love the way that it just ties in beautifully with this idea of seeing red, this pure, angsty, powerful aggression, really showing that he can still dip into these growls and these screams and these really strong elements that they did show on previous releases. And I feel like the hate from the fans has really fueled this track. It's really got so much power packed into it, and it's because of that aggression. It really means something. It's really hard hitting for Sam Carter, and that seems to be when he writes some of his strongest music, when he's really feeling that pain inside him, and it's really adding to the strength of this track. You ought to know that I'm like a broken machine. I'm not as bulletproof as you all paint me to be. So really showing that it has had a massive impact on him. Time hasn't frozen. Why do you want me to scream? Are you a junkie punk medicating for free? So almost like the music they used to be making was medication for people. They didn't want to see something different. They didn't want to see a change in their prescription that they were kind of buying into. So I really do like how he's really touching on this with these very strong questions that he's really pulling through. Also in the pre-chorus, that beautiful "where all you need will make you royalty, will be the best of enemies." And I love that last line, especially of the pre-chorus, "will be the best of enemies," because they've gone against Sam Carter, but they fueled him to produce what is so far an incredible, powerful track that really pulls you in, really shows how the band have matured and developed and improved their sound over the years, and how a bit of time away from that heavier sound seems to really fuel that fire and is pulling them back into it. So then as we move into the chorus, really showing more of these melodic elements that we have seen over those past 2 albums. Read me all my rights, I'll never grow tired of your great advice. So it's almost like he's kind of accepting that, yeah, maybe he has taken some time away, and it's actually kind of been quite good advice, this RIP, these negative comments, because they are fueling this track. Won't somebody tell me what I believe? The fans are telling him what he should be singing about, which he doesn't potentially agree with. I'm sorry for your sacrifice. I love how every line is just this idea of him being the Antichrist, about him being the enemy, and really showing a bit of disparity between himself and the fans, but certainly on the musical side as well, really just packing so much strength into this track just off the first minute or so alone. Okay, definitely seeing some more development in that second verse. No debts or love, I don't give a fuck. Really just showing again how he's not going to be too heavily impacted by what people wanted. And they have effectively maybe slightly caved in because they have produced a heavier track. I won't think twice, I'm afraid I'm the priest, you're the poltergeist. So you're the one haunting me almost. So lots of really clever metaphors coming into this track. We're like one big family. So really showing that connection with the fans. But G, thanks so much for the death threats. Almost like the idea of being backstabbed, certainly. Do you hear the audacity? And that last line of the second verse, oh, you dummies only live on the internet. People will often just be keyboard warriors, things like that, and really kind of throw whatever in kind of hateful comments towards a band, towards anybody, because there's no recompense, there's no repercussions to their actions. So whereas maybe the true fans, or whatever they want to call it, will still show up to shows, will still support the band through their choices, through the choices that they have made with their music. So you can really see them impacting on that idea, and just the hateful comments that they have received online for their music, but really just showing some really strong songwriting that is definitely just fueled by a lot of the hate they've been receiving from fans over the past number of years. What an incredible track that was, really showing the band bouncing back, hitting back hard and heavy, really bouncing back and showing the fans exactly probably what they wanted to hear for many of them, really showing that whilst they've taken it on board and gone back to something heavier, they don't really appreciate a lot of the hate that they've been receiving and the fact that their fans have kind of gone against them almost at certain times. So really strong showing. I love how that pain that they felt from the fans has actually fueled this. So in one way, it's been quite hurtful from fans, fans. But on the other sense, it has been the fuel that they needed to produce a track like this. You can feel the emotion that really adds that extra strength to it, how every line is about this idea of just the backstabbery almost, the idea of the priest, the poltergeist, the things of the death threats, the people that live on the internet, the keyboard warriors, and this idea of seeing red, that aggression really coming out, really fitting with the style, the title, everything fits together so perfectly for this track. It's almost like the kind of the recovery arc of a main character almost in a story, and I think this is definitely one of the more standout tracks that we have heard over this year. They're certainly ending the year with a massive bang, and this is going to be a track that leaves a lot of people wanting to hear more, to see where exactly they will be going with this potential 11th album in the future, and I imagine we'll be getting to hear a lot more from them in the future as well. But certainly what a very strong, powerful track. Some great elements included as well, such as the kind of backing vocal as well, kind of out imitating the fans, kind of saying that they are royalty and that they are the reason the Architects are where they currently are, not just based off the music they have been producing over the years. And I also really like how we do have in the outro, all eyes on me, because Sam Carter being the frontman is the one that's receiving a lot of this shtick. He's really the driving force of this band. He is the frontman. He's the typical person in the spotlight. So he's really kind of putting the weight of the world on his shoulders with this band and really just kind of carrying that forward and being the one that is striving to get them to the next stage, to the next step. And he's certainly very much done them justice on this, I do feel. So that will be everything for today's video, but please do share your thoughts about this track. Are you glad to see the band returning to a heavier style? Do you think it's well overdue, or do you kind of like the fact they took a break for a couple of albums and are now returning to something heavier? I would love to know your thoughts. Also, if you'd like to see more content like this, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next Dojo analysis.